Hi there, welcome to my channel mathssl. I'm speaking Thaqib Latif. This is analytical geometry question 3. This is grade 11 geometry. So the question says in the diagram below, triangle SRT is drawn where R lies on the x-axis and S lies to the left of R. T lies on the y-axis and the coordinates of S are m and 1. The equation of RT is 2x minus y plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is the information of the sketch. 3.1. Calculate the coordinates of R. So the question 3.1, we need to calculate the coordinates of R. R is the x-intercept because R lies on the x-axis, which means y coordinates is 0. So we need to solve the r is x-intercept. So remember, r is the x-intercept. So we have the equation of the line, which is 2x negative y plus 10 is equal to 0. Now, so r is your x-intercept. So x-intercept means y value is equal to 0. So we substitute y is equal to 0 into this equation. It's going to be 2x minus 0 plus 10 is equal to 0. Now solve for x. Is going to be 2x. Positive 10 become negative 10. Now x negative 10 divided by 2, the answer will be negative 5. So therefore r is x is negative 5, y value is 0. So this is the coordinates of r. 3.2. Calculate the length of RT. Leave your answer in surd form, which means you must leave the answer in root form. 3.2, we need to calculate the length of RT, which is this is RT. So we got the coordinates of R, we don't have the coordinates of T. T is a y-intercept. Y-intercept x value is equal to 0. So first we need to find the coordinates of T, and then we can find the length of RT. So the T is a y-intercept. So T is your y-intercept, and the x value must be equal to 0. Now we got the equation. It says 2x gonna be a 0 minus y plus 10 is equal to 0. So now we're gonna solve for y. Negative y is equal to negative 10. Positive 10, I switch over this side, become negative. So therefore y is gonna be equal to positive 10. Negative negative cancel. So therefore t we have x value 0, y value 10. So we got the coordinates of t as well. Now I can find the length of RT to use the distance formula. So the distance formula RT I'm going to use. So the x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Distance formula square root. Now I'm going to substitute this value into this formula. And then I'm going to find the value. So 0. So this I say this is my x2 and the y2. And this is my x1 and y1. Now, so 0 negative negative 5 square. I substitute this value into this formula. 10 minus 0 square root. Use the calculator one time to solve this one. I use my calculator. Answer going to be 125 square root and 5 times 5 square root. This is my length of RT. 3.3. If it is also given that 2RT square is equal to 5SR square, calculate the value of M. So we do have the RT which we earlier found, but SR we don't have. So we need to find the SR. So SR is this one is SR, R is x-intercept, and S coordinates is M and 1. So we need to find the SR, then we can solve the value of M. So I have coordinates of S, M, and 1, and the R is negative 5 and 0. So I'm going to find the SR square. So if I'm going to use the distance formula without the square root, it's going to be SR square. So the x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So it's M minus 5 square plus 1 minus 0 square. So now I'm gonna use that's gonna be m plus 5 square, and that's gonna be a plus 1. 1 square is 1. Now from here, demand of the question, 2 multiply rt square is equal to 5 multiply sr square. So we set up the equation 2r t square is equal to 5 multiply sr square. We substitute the value 2 rt square. Earlier we find rt we have here, this is the rt. If I take a square, if I have to apply the square number here, is going to be a 125. Must remember. So rt square gonna be a 5 multiply 5 root square, and answer gonna be 125. Right, so I say multiply 125 is equal to 5 multiply sr square. We already got now m plus 5 square plus 1 big bracket. Right, now I simplify this. 250 is equal to this 5. I can divide by this side because I need to solve for m. Divide by 5, so m plus 5 square plus 1. So it's going to be 125 is equal to, and this is going to be a m plus 5 square plus 1. So this is a mistake here. 250 divided by 5 is going to be a 50. So the 50 minus 1 is going to be 49. So now we need to solve for m plus 5. So it's going to be m plus 5, square root becomes square number becomes square root, positive and negative outside. So it's going to be m plus 5, positive and negative 7. Now, therefore, m is going to be equal to this positive 5 switch over this side become negative. So plus 7, negative 5, answer going to be positive 2. Or m going to be equal to negative 7 and negative 5. That's going to be a negative 12. Now, this is our sketch is laying on. This is the second quad, y the x value is a negative here. So I'm going to take m negative value. So it's going to be a, therefore, this is we're going to use. So therefore, m is going to be equal to negative 12. Therefore, s coordinates going to be a negative 12 and positive 1. This is my final answer. 3.4. It is further given that V lies on ST such that VR is perpendicular to ST. Determine the equation of VR in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Now we need to find the equation of VR y is equal to mx plus c in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, but VR is perpendicular to ST, so this is a 90 degree here. Now, so in order to determine the equation of VR in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So the step 1, we need to find the gradient of st. So we need to find the gradient of st first, and then we need to find the gradient of vr, and then from there we're going to find the equation of vr. So these are the coordinates of s and t. I need to find the first gradient of st. So the gradient of st, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, so the 10 minus 1 over 0, negative 12. So that's gonna be a 9 over 12. So I'm gonna simplify further, answer gonna be a 3 over 4. Now I need to find the gradient of vr. So the gradient of vr, because vr is perpendicular to st, so which means I must invert the gradient, invert and change the sign. So 3 over 4 become 4 over 3, and the positive sign become a negative. Or you can use this formula, mst multiply mvr is equal to negative 1. So mst, we got 3 over 4 multiply mvr, we need to find, equal to negative 1. Therefore mvr is going to be equal to, swap around, negative 4 over 3. Same thing, one of these you can use, or you can use invert and change the sign, or you can use this formula. So we got mvr negative 4 over 3. Now we need to find the equation of vr in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So I'm going to use this formula. I like this formula. Y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So now I'm going to substitute r, because we need to find the equation of vr. Have a look here, vr. So only we got in this straight line the coordinates r we have, we're going to substitute into that to find the equation of vr. So now substitute into this equation r coordinates, which is negative 5 and 0. This is your x, this is your y, and gradient we already got negative 4 over 3. Now y minus 0 is equal to negative 4 over 3, x minus 5, close bracket, and this y is equal to negative 4 over 3, x plus 5. Further simplify, y is equal to negative 4 over 3x, negative and positive is negative. Use the calculator, answer is going to be 20 over 3. So therefore this is my equation of the vr. 3.5, hence show that the coordinates of v are negative 8 and 4. Now we need to prove that the coordinates of v, they are negative 8 and 4. So must remember, we got the equation of vr, and we must have the equation of st, because the both this v is the point of intersection. Then we can equate the equation to prove that the coordinates of v are negative 8 and 4. So equation of st is easy. Vr we already have. St is easy because the t is a y-intercept, and that's going to be a positive 10. And the gradient of st we already have. Earlier we found 3 over 4. So then I can substitute into the equation to determine the equation of st. Remember, we have gradient of st, there is 3 over 4. So the equation of st we have, the gradient is 3 over 4 and the y-intercept is 10, 3 over 4 x plus 10. Now this is the equation of st, and the equation of vr we earlier found, that is y is equal to negative 4 over 3 x negative 20 over 3. Remember earlier we found this is. Now this both equation, the point of intersection is v. We're going to equate these both equations to determine the coordinates of v. So the 3 over 4 x plus 10 is equal to negative 4 over 3x minus 20 over 3. Why are we equating this one? Because the v is the point of intersection, so that's why we equate both equations to determine the coordinates of v. Now So I can see the LCD is 12 here because 4 times 3 is 12. So I can multiply whole left hand side and the right hand side with 12 to get rid of the denominator. So the 12 multiply 3 over 4x plus 12 multiply 10 is equal to 12 multiply negative 4 over 3x minus 12 multiply 20 over 3. Now obviously this is going to be cancelled. 3 times 3 is 9x plus 120 is equal to cancel out is going to be a negative 16x. This is 4 is going to be a negative 80. So this is now flat. So all the x-axis must be on one side, all the x value must be on one side. So the 9x negative 16x becomes positive 16x. We're going to solve for x here. Negative 80, this positive become negative 120. I further simplify, it's going to be 25x is equal to negative 200. X value going to be negative 200 over 25. The answer going to be, therefore x value is going to be a negative 8. Now we substitute negative 8 into one of these equations to determine the y value. I can substitute here. So it's going to be a, so the y is equal to 3 over 4, place of x going to be a negative 8 and plus 10. I use my calculator to simplify. Answer is 4. Therefore v coordinates is negative 8 and 4. X value negative 8, y value 4. There we proved. 3.6. If r prime is the reflection of r above the line x equal to 0, calculate the area of RVTR prime. Now the 3.6 is a little bit we need to work first here before we find we're gonna find the area of RVTR prime. So first we need to find the R prime. So the R is here, is a line x equal to 0 and is a reflection x equal to 0, so which means a reflection on y-axis. And if you got reflection on y-axis, then we always change the x value. So positive x become negative x. So obviously if r is this one negative, and then somewhere here is gonna be a r value gonna be a positive because reflection on y-axis. So we need to find the r prime first. R prime, line x equal to 0. That means a reflection on y-axis. Reflection on y-axis. So if you go to positive x and y and the reflection on y-axis, that means the x value gonna be negative and y unchanged. So now therefore r prime gonna be a, because r is negative 5 and 0, r prime gonna be a positive 5 and 0. Must remember r coordinates we got negative 5 and 0, r prime positive 5 and 0, because we change the sign of x, so the negative become positive, negative, negative, positive, right? So he said we need to find the area of RVTR prime. So RVTR prime obviously is gonna be here. So the R prime is here. So which is gonna be a positive 5 and 0. And that's got negative 5 and 0. And this is R prime, positive 5 and 0. Now must remember, and the OT is a straight line, so which means this is a perpendicular, and as well this side is a perpendicular. Y-axis always 90 degree, and I want to cut this quadrilateral into triangles to find the area of this quadrilateral. So look like this, all three triangles gonna be a similar triangle, I mean congruent triangle, right? So now, and the TR we earlier found, that is the length of TR 5 root 5, Remember this earlier we find that length of t r 5 multiply root 5. Now uh, now coordinates of v we already got negative 8 and 4. Negative 8 and 4, this is the coordinates of v, and the coordinates of t we have positive 10. Now the length of ot is going to be at 10 units because y top minus y bottom. And if I want to find the length of this RO is going to be a 5 units. Why? Because x right minus x left, so 0, negative negative become positive 5, so it's going to be a 5 units. And this is also x right minus x left, 5 minus 0, also going to be a 5 units. So you can see these two triangles are congruent. So uh, now we need to find the uh, area. So we cut this quadrilateral, which is we r v t r prime. So now we need to find now the area. So we're going to use the area formula. So for, because this is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, 1 over 2 base multiply height. So let's find the height. So we have now, we need to find the base. If we can find the base of vr and the height of vt, which is this triangle tvr, if we can find the base and the height, and then we can find the area of rvtr prime. So the base is vr and the height is vt. So we have the coordinates of t and v, so we gotta find the length of vt and the length of vr. Let's do it. So I'm gonna use the area formula, which is 1 over 2 base multiply height, because all the triangles are a 90 degree right angle triangle. So I need to find the length of VR. I use the distance formula and this is my answer. So I need to find the length of VT as well. So I substitute coordinates into the distance formula and this is my answer. So as you can see, the VR is 5 and the VT is 10. So the perpendicular height is 10 and the length of VR is 5. You can see this is also that all these three triangles are congruent, because as you can see, VR the base 5 and this triangle OTR the base is 5 and OTR prime is also base is 5. Now the height of these two triangles, the common height 10 and the height of TVR is all 10. So they are congruent triangles, so I can use the one of the triangle and multiply by 3, and that will be the area of this quadrilateral RVTR prime. So these all three triangles are, they are congruent, TVR, TOR and TOR prime. So I need to find the area of RV TR prime. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna use three triangle multiply the area of one of these triangle. Why? Because they're all similar. So I say TOR, triangle TOR, any triangle you can take. So 3 multiply 1 over 2, we're gonna, the area is 1 over 2 and sorry for that. So 3 multiply the base is, we have 5 and the height we have 10, and I use my calculator. The answer gonna be 75 units square. So this is my final answer. Please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any question, comment below, I will assist you. Next question 4 about the circle geometry, grade 12 geometry question, I will solve for you.